Schmo banned because it looked like he griefed the group. You know what I mean? And every once in a while, Blizzard's gonna ban an innocent Andy. Every once in a while, you're gonna ban a boomer on accident. You know what I mean? He didn't grief him on purpose. He accidentally pulled all the raid trash. Community uproar. Keyword community. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. Blizz won't be able to determine bad play from intentionally causing a wipe. That's what I'm saying. Alex got a mass report. People are gonna max report, I guess. Mass report. Bot farm report bombing is gonna be funny. That's what I'm saying. But what if? I don't know. Select a hardcore Supreme Court. How good would the stream content be if there was one guy that got hired at Blizzard and he went live every day, and for 8 hours a day he just watched death clips and appeals, and he banned certain people? There's no appeals bringing people back to life, but he did a live stream, and yeah, this was a grief, he's banned. Oh, this wasn't a grief, he doesn't get banned. Woo, that'd be crazy. Maybe we should do that. Banning people that did nothing wrong, but people just trying to get them banned out of Salt, that's a bad look, to be honest. Full-time WoW judge, yeah. It'd be a good stream. Alright, here we go. A duel to the death. A new feature's been added to Hardcore Realms. Duel to death, aka Makara. To issue the duel to death. Oh, that's funny that they went away from the Makara name. You'll need to right-click the target's portrait and request a duel to the death from the context menu. A duel to the death can also be triggered by selecting the target and typing /Makara. Oh, it's still in the game. Nice. I like this. I don't know why. I like /Makara. I guess you can't type /duel to the death. Before commencing combat, both parties must read and acknowledge a warning message and type "I agree" to begin. Whoa, that's dope. That's dope. It's like, you know, doing the whole blood initiation thing. You got your knife, I got my knife. Good luck. As one may expect, death in a duel is permanent, just like any death on Hardcore Realms. We feel that this is going to be an extremely exciting addition to Hardcore Realms for those who like to play at the highest possible stakes and those who wish to spectate such contests of honor. This is really good. Out of every change that I've seen so far, it's taking away from the sandbox. It's restricting people's gameplay. It's restricting the fun. It's restricting the RNG that's on the server. You can't kite mobs on top of certain people. Every once in a while, you know, you see a random Terramis kited through L1. Like, you're restricting everybody's gameplay. This is the first change that is not restricting people's gameplay. So I'd like to see more of this. I'd like to have seen a little bit less changes. But overall, I like things that are added into the game that allow the player base to have fun with it. So this is really good change. Or a really good addition.
King's honor,
Since bragging rights are important, we'll be tracking the number of kills you receive in duels to the death with a special cosmetic buff on your character called String of Ears. Each time you win a duel to death, you'll receive a trophy, and the stat count on this buff will increase by 1. No way! Anyone who clicks on your character will be able to see what a frightful combatant you are by the number of ears you've collected. There's some limitations to this, however, as you cannot earn the String of Ears buff before level 10, and you can't earn the buff if your opponent are too many levels apart. Ooh, okay. So we're gonna do a leveling competition. We're gonna do race to Ragefire Chasm. Everybody that survives, walk out of RFC. You need to duel my main, and we're gonna farm 100 Makara wins. And then I'm gonna level to 60 and walk around with 100 years on my.
heart, the grit, the very will, the determination to engage with Azeroth and its denizens and their fellow players to survive. But there are rules of engagement, as there always are. Here are the rules for WoW Classic Hardcore Realms, and a little bit of the behind-the-scenes thoughts on the choices that have been made. And by the way, today is the 28th of June. The PTR on which we can test all of this is coming out tomorrow on the 29th, Thursday. So we can do all of this very, very soon, and the PTR is available to everyone, even if you don't even have a WoW sub, I believe. Hardcore rule set overview. Death on the Hardcore Realms is permanent on that realm. This means that if you die, you won't be able to run back to your corpse and resurrect, nor can you be resurrected by any other spell or ability. This means the Dark Moon Trinket, this means Ankh, this means Soul Stone, this means Battle Res, this means Spirit Healer. You are dead. You're dead. You will continue, this means, Shaman Reincarnation, Warlock Soul Stone, they won't be of any use to you. You will continue to exist in the game world as a ghost to facilitate communication with in-game friends and resolve logistical matters such as handing over guild leadership if you are a guild master who has died an unfortunate death at the hands of a Defias bandit or other deadly creature. So imagine if you're the guild master and you die and you can't log back into your character or something. You have and then you wouldn't be able to pass over guild leadership. We're gonna get to this in a minute. They are allowing trading and auction houses. So you can imagine, one of the popular questions has been, what if on my hardcore character, if trading is allowed, I have an auction on the auction house, what happens to the item if no one buys it? Because normally it goes back to your mailbox. Or what if someone does buy the item? What happens to the gold that person, well, it goes to your mailbox and then it just rots away. As a ghost, you can't check your mailbox. So it still goes to your mailbox, the item or the gold. You can just never get it. You just have to look at it right there on the mini-map icon, and you have to watch it go away after 30 days. Your character is not necessarily lost if you die, however. After dying on a hardcore realm, players will be able to choose to utilize the free character move service and move their dead character to a non-hardcore classic era realm. So this is Blizzard's way of monetizing the hardcore classic realms. They are hoping that, oh no, I died on my level 23 gnome mage. Oh, but I love it so much. Oh, I've got to transfer it. I've got to pay $20 to transfer it. Oh, it's free? Wait, am I illiterate? Oh yeah, it is free. Bro, man, Blizzard, this is Yeah, I guess I don't know how to read. It's free! It's free. Dude, I guess I'm so used to Blizzard over monetizing us that I just inserted that on my own because I'm like, I've got like Stockholm Syndrome or something, okay? Oh, no, it's not a big deal, whatever. No, it's free, okay? Once the move is complete to the non-hardcore realm, that character may resurrect as normal, but the way back to a hardcore realm will be closed, okay? So if you die, you can for free go over to the classic era realms. You just can't come back. So who cares? It doesn't matter because all that we care about is the hardcore realms, and that is secure. Okay. PvP flagging and you. Players will no longer be able to automatically flag for PvP upon attacking another player. So this is going to shut down standing on top of flight paths. This is going to shut down all sorts of like Jabate style griefing stuff. I was running into the Booty Bay flight path yesterday, and there was a level 1 orc, orc rogue, stealthed on the whatever, and so you know how it goes. To flag yourself for PvP, you must type the command /PvP. You will not be able to take hostile actions against a flagged enemy player unless you flag yourself deliberately. Okay, this is something I kind of expected. This is probably for the best, given that these are hardcore realms. Okay, this is going to shut down a lot of grief. We've added this failsafe to prevent situations in which a player could unintentionally take aggressive action against another player who is flagged for PvP, yes, and unwittingly flag themselves. By requiring players to type /PvP before engaging in any PvP content, this maintains fairness and keeps PvP as a consensual part of the game. Now, I wonder if quest NPCs, are Alliance quest NPCs still going to be attackable by Horde characters? Because one way to very easily grief, okay, I'm on my level 60 Orc Warrior, and I'm going to go to Goldshire, and I'm going to kill every single quest NPC. Let's continue reading. Maybe they talk about that. Okay, it will also reduce the likelihood that someone will be tricked into becoming flagged unintentionally. It's important to note that attacking an enemy faction NPC will still flag you, even if you haven't typed /PvP. Okay, so if I want, I can still go to Crossroads and kill every NPC, but I'm going to be PvP flagged then. and then someone can maybe... Okay, so that's the risk you take. If you want to be a griefer, that's the risk you take. Okay, so steer clear of settlements of the opposing faction. Honestly, that's fair. That's fine. PvP battlegrounds and warfare. PvP battlegrounds are completely disabled, as are all PvP battle masters. You may still enter pre-made war games. You can still do the war game functionality, but you may not gain honor or PvP reputation from war games. So this means no ranking. The ranking system is not in the game because if world PvP, well, actually let me think about that. So you can't do BGs if you war game. There's no honor though. What if I flag my hardcore character and you flag your hardcore character and I kill you? Do I get honor for killing you in that consensual PvP battle? You're level 60, I'm level 60. We both slash PvP flag. I kill you because I'm the best player in the world. Do I get honor for killing you? I don't know. Let's keep reading. I'm sure my question is going to be answered here. While PvP is a fun part of World of Warcraft, by allowing players to enter battlegrounds on one-life characters, there is a concern that this would lead to overly defensive play, often to the point of non-participation. This is so very smart, because what would happen is you would have a bunch of hardcore players. They would all be defending the flag room. Hey everyone, nice to be here in hardcore Alterac Valley. What I'm going to do is defend the Harpy Cave. I'm going to go into the Harpy Cave and I'm going to defend it from any horde. And I'm going to go to the very back of the cave in case any horde come back here. You're going to have like cockroach gameplay like that. So it's good that they shut that down. Especially when you consider how powerful some rewards are from factions such as Stormpike Guard and the Frostwolf Clan. PvP is not the focus of the hardcore game mode. It's smart of them to realize that. They're just going to say, you know what, like, if you're doing hardcore, PvP is not really the point of hardcore, so we're not going to try to really cater to you that much. Okay, that's fair. So we've decided to disable normal PvP queuing entirely. If you wish to test yourself in pre-arranged war games, however, that's an available option. War games confer no honor or other rewards. Beware, if you engage in war games, death is still permanent. Can you imagine a war game, Warsaw Gulch? It's like, you've got 20 people actually willing to lay their life down on the line. You know what would be really cool is a level 19, dude, hardcore level 19 twink war game community. You wouldn't want to do it at 60 because that's too scary. But yeah, level 19 war game Warsaw Gulch community where death is permanent. That would be sick. That's like a little nice weekend event. Like you level all Saturday and then halfway through the Sunday you have like a little tournament or something. That's badass. That's a really great weekend event. Okay, cool. PvP and quest updates. Various quests and objectives that cause players to become PvP flagged, such as the quest The Attack and the Missing Diplomat, no longer cause players to become PvP flagged. That's fair, good move. These quests were never strictly meant to flag you for PvP, but this was a result of how the creatures were set up at the time, and was likely the result of an early technical limitation. We no longer have this limitation, and to prevent unintended consequences or gotchas after accepting an innocuous-looking quest, we've decided to no longer cause these quests to flag you for PvP combat. Yeah, these quests, specifically the Missing Diplomat out here in Dustbowl Marsh, was a really big avenue with which people can use to grief random players. True, we saw a lot of clips of that. Various quests and objectives that require the player to die to complete or initiate the quest or objective may now be completed without the player's demise. So we're talking the Vidir Elixir. This is the quest from Ungrow, the Lincoln quest chain. We just watched the interview with Sarth where the Blizzard developer says, no longer does the Vidir Elixir kill you, it drops you down to 1% HP. No longer do you die. Okay? Reasonable change. Another quest is the quest in Blackrock Mountain, where you have to talk to the dead ghost to start the quest to get the Shadowforge key to traverse Blackrock Depths. You don't have to die anymore to talk to that guy. Okay, that's fair. That's probably good to do on the hardcore servers. While these quests are iconic and flavorful, the requirements of the characters to be in a state of death is obviously a little bit problematic on a hardcore realm. Yes, most certainly so. As a result, we've designed new ways to complete these quests without requiring your character to die or be dead to complete them. Fair, that's okay. Mini quests that require escorting NPC targets have been adjusted in a way that most escort-related NPCs may no longer be attacked by players of the opposing faction. Okay, so there are certain alliance NPC escorts that if a horde player wants, he could run up and kill your NPC and vice versa. An Alliance player could go kill the Horde NPC on the Horde escort quest. So they're shutting that down to stop that avenue of griefing. Okay, I think that's pretty reasonable on the hardcore realms specifically and exclusively. Many quest-related NPCs, particularly at low level, are very easily killed, and there's very little counterplay to, ooh, this could be good, to a higher level player of the opposing faction running up, killing your escort NPC and running away. This is a vector for gameplay disruption that we don't feel as a place in the game, nor does it add anything meaningful to normal PvP combat. What I thought they were going to say here was that, like, okay, all of the low-level NPCs in Goldshire are now level 60 elites. You know how there's like level 5 Alliance quest givers in Goldshire? Well, now they're level 60 elite. I thought they were going to do that. No, they didn't do it. Okay, so like we talked about a moment ago, if you're a Horde player, level 60 Horde player, and you want to go kill all the NPCs in Goldshire, you can do that, but now you're PvP flagged and someone could come and kill you. So take that risk if you want. Danger leashed. Most creatures will leash and reset when leaving the area or zone they were engaged in. Okay, so we're talking things like Terramis, we're talking maybe things like South Shore Guards, like Odyssey. As much as we enjoyed frequent visits from Terramis the Devourer in Stormwind or Wandering Devil Sores in Thousand Eels, yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that before. Being able to drag or kite high-level monsters to low-level areas is a large vector for gameplay disruption and something that doesn't have a place in WoW Classic Hardcore. The total range that monsters can be pulled is currently fairly large, but can easily be adjusted. We'll be watching for feedback on this implementation. For those participating in the PTR, the goal is to prevent high-level players from kiting dangerous monsters across entire zones. But we don't want to interfere with legitimate gameplay such as hunters kiting elite monsters to solo difficult quests and similar expressions of skill. I feel like at a very easy level, or at a very basic level, if you just made it so monsters can't be kited out of the zone in which they are in, that would probably shut down most of it. Dungeons on the clock. Dude, this is something that I have personally talked about and suggested so many times. This is such a great idea, and I'm so happy that they're doing this. All dungeons have a 24-hour lockout timer below level 60. Okay? This means if you're on a level 18 hardcore character, you can do Dead Mines once every 24 hours. You can do Wailing Caverns once every 24 hours. So you can do it again if you want, but you've got to wait a day. This completely shuts down the dungeon grinding and also dungeon boosting meta. It shuts down 2 degenerate metas with one very easy fix. Love it. I love this. This is such a good idea. Okay. One of the most important aspects of the WoW Classic Hardcore realms is engaging in adventures in the outside world with other players. Creating random and serendipitous... Man, who wrote this? What a great vocabulary. Serendipitous interactions is a core aspect of the original release of World of Warcraft, and spending most of your leveling time in dungeons is counter in spirit to what hardcore is about. You know what? So true. That is so true. Imagine hardcore servers where the best way to level your character is to do Scarlet Monastery Cathedral 27 times in a row. That's how we had it when Classic came out 3 or 4 years ago. Terrible. It would be dead on arrival. It would be absolutely painful. No thanks. We do recognize that there would be a massive desire to run a dungeon while leveling multiple times, such as to finish a quest or get an important piece of loot. As a result, we've added a 24-hour timer to almost all dungeons for players until they hit level 60. By extension, this also means that players this also means that level 60 players may never... I'm going to read this carefully. By extension, this also means that level 60 players may never enter lower level dungeons with players below level 60 for any reason. Okay, so if you're low level, not only can you only do each dungeon once per day on a 24-hour lockout, but also, you can't do Dead Mines with a level 60 if you wanted. You couldn't have your 60 friend boost you in Dead Mines. It's not possible. You could have a 59 boost you. Yeah, so worst case scenario here is you have a level 59 boosting meta, but the deal is that level 59 could still only boost you in 1 dungeon per day. So, or like only Dead Mines once per day, and then maybe he could take you to Wailing Caverns and boost you in 1 Wailing Caverns run. So it's still like, who cares? Also, yeah. Also, I don't think I've read this here, but we heard this in the interview that we just watched a moment ago. There are XP repercussions. So if you're a level 27 getting boosted by a 59, you get like almost no XP. So I think the dungeon boosting meta is like totally not going to happen. I think they've just completely shut this down. Okay, that's great. To buff or debuff, the 16 debuff limit and 32. Oh, I'm sorry. I skipped a paragraph here. Sorry. We're talking about the XP rates actually for the dungeons. Additionally, we've carried over the group experience restrictions from Season of Mastery. That's what we're talking about right now. Meaning that players that are significantly higher level than the creatures in a given dungeon will cause those creatures to grant trivial experience to other players in the group. There you go. So the boosting meta is completely dead. Let's get some. Don't give me an F, give me an S. Spit on it. Everyone, spit on it right now. Spit on it. No Fs, only S. S, 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 S. We spit on the dungeon meta. Okay, good, great. We love that. Higher level characters, power leveling, low level characters are not something that we feel is appropriate for WoW Classic Hardcore. So based, so incredibly based, and that's true. To buff or to beat or to debuff. Moving on. The 16 debuff limit and 32 buff limits have been removed on Hardcore Realms. I like this. This is something that they tried on Season of Mastery, and I think this is genuinely a good change. It opens up a lot of cool and unique gameplay avenues. Debuff limits are boring. They're lame. Debuff limits and buff limits were originally a technical limitation in the earliest versions of World of Warcraft and was not a conscious design choice at the time. This aspect of the original release This aspect of the original release of was maintained for the typo. That is cringe, man. Hey, fire this guy. Fire him. This guy needs to lose his job. We got a typo here. That's cringe and that's embarrassing. Okay, the aspect of this original release of was maintained for the release of WoW Classic for 2019 for authenticity. But this has always been a contentious part of WoW and places significant constraints on build and class diversity. As a result, we will be removing this limitation on Hardcore Realms and effectively uncapping buffs and debuffs. Okay, so if you're a Warlock, you can use Corruption if you want. You can use Siphon Life. If you're a Hunter, you can use all of your debuffs. If you're a Shadow Priest, you're doing your Shadow Priest things. Okay, seems cool. If you're a Warrior, if you want to use Rend, you can use Rend now. You can use MS if you want. It opens up a lot of really cool gameplay avenues. Cool, I like that. It makes the classes feel a little bit more vibrant. Cool. Bubble Hearth, no more. Paladins will not be able to use their Hearthstone while under the effects of Blessing of Protection, Divine Protection, or Divine Shield on Hardcore Realms. This is a chat. Give me a W or L. W if you love this. Give me an L if you hate this. Because I'm thinking, that's a W for me, dog. That's a big W. Big time W. www.paladins no longer get a free life every hour.com. Okay, so what this meant, if you could Bubble Hearth, what that means is Paladins on a 1 hour cooldown are invincible, pretty much, and that starts for them by the time they're level 54, when they get their max rank of Bubble, I think, yeah. So 54 plus every Paladin on the hour, every time Hearthstone comes off cooldown, they're invincible. They've got an emergency evacuation button. And that's totally lame. That's totally lame and boring. While Paladins have enormous tools to prevent death, a Shaman's core tools to recover from death is wholly incompatible with Hardcore. As a result, we are removing the ability for Paladins to use their various immunity abilities to safely cast Hearthstone and escape danger. Right? We love that. We love that. Get rid of it. You know what? They should go further. Just delete Paladins. Chat, who's with me? It's not enough to shut down Bubble Hearth. Remove Paladins from the game. Get them out of here. They gotta go. They gotta go. I'm kidding. Okay. A duel to the death. A new feature has been added to Hardcore Realms. Duel to the death. The Mock Ra. To issue a duel to the death, you will need to right-click the target's portrait and request a duel to the death from the context menu. A duel to the death can also be triggered by selecting the target and typing /mockgra in your chat window. Before commencing combat, both parties must read and acknowledge a warning message and type, "I agree to begin." Okay, so this is like, you have to really agree to this. This is like 7 different layers of consent. Okay, that's good. You got to sign a contract. You have to prick your finger and then You have to do a blood oath. Okay, great. As one may expect, death in a duel to the death is permanent. Oh, really? Just like any other death in Hardcore Realms. We feel that this is going to be an extremely exciting addition to Hardcore Realms for those who like to play at the highest possible stakes, and those who wish to spectate such contests of honor. Yeah, so I can imagine a lot of Mock Goral duel tournaments, like a level 20 Mock Goral duel tournament that you do on a weekend. It's a fun weekend event. I can totally see that. I don't think you're going to see a lot of level 60 characters doing Mock Gorals. Maybe you will, but not a lot. But I think you'll see a lot of low-level Mock Goral tournaments. Since bragging rights are important, we will be tracking the number of kills you receive in duels to the death with a special cosmetic buff on your character called String of Ears. Each time you win a duel to the death, you will receive a trophy, and the stack count on this buff will increase by 1. Anyone who clicks on your character will be able to see what a frightful combatant you are by the number of ears you've collected. So, okay, well, let me keep reading here, because I've got a question relating to this. There are some limitations to this, however, as you cannot earn a String of Ears buff before level 10, and you cannot earn the buff if you and your opponent are too many levels apart. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. What if me on my level 10 character, I have a bunch of you guys make level 10s, and we duel, and I just kill all of you guys because you guys love me so much. You're gonna let me kill you. It takes a half hour to get to 10. You let me kill you. I get 100 of them, and then I go about my way, and then I go all the way to 60, and then by the time I'm 60, everyone's like, "Oh, dude, he's so good. He's so good at the game." But really, I'm just some dumb streamer that had all of my dumb viewers give me a bunch of dumb kills, right? You might see that. You know what's going to be? Asmongold is going to be world first 100 stack. World first Asmongold 100 stack. Yes, yes. Okay, there we go. Asmongold, let me fall on the sword for you. I'll do it for you. Well, this is a cool feature. That's pretty cool. I like that. And this is obviously a throwback to Diablo 2 for PvP and Diablo 2. All content phases are available from the go. Okay,